Hi there, it's Orc here, and today's video I am carrying on doing the mordheim tournament of day 2. So, after the first game, first 5 games, I was doing, we went out for a meal. A lot of us went to like Chinese or European restaurant, ate there, chatted, and I went back to hotels. A lot of people went out drinking. Some people went out drinking, but I was sadly cheap, low money, and a lot of the people I was talking with didn't want to do that, and sadly there were a lot of people did, but they all went off and didn't tell people they're going. But this is one of them things. So again, like normal, we had 5 games to do, plus our secret objectives to do for each one. So my first opponent for game 6 was a lad called James. I was talking to him on Saturday night quite a lot because he was I think opposite me, and we got talking. He was really a pleasant person to talk to, and he was quite interested because he's trying to be a pilot, and he's doing pilot school. So yeah, it's quite fascinating. I'm really interested in some things he brought up. So he was the only person I noticed took dwarfs in with him. I'm a bit worried about dwarves because I know dwarves got good weapon skill, good damn toughness. They're hard to kill because I think you need 6 to kill them or knocking them down on face down because the dwarves, they've got hard heads and they've got a couple of special rules. And what I found out, I forgot one special rule with the engineer. All range weapons, if you have engineer on the board, will +3 to their range, so pistols were even better. And I completely forgot about that rule. And when he said it was like, oh yeah, I remember that now. So yeah, we played on the graveyard board. So firstly, on the one side it's just graves and camp and comb um, and tombstones, and that is it. We had a big ruined church one side and a couple of buildings on opposite ends. Also, will make this board even cooler, they had a fog machine built in with it, so it spat out fog, mist, and that was just so cool, and it was just awesome. It's just like, yeah, this is brilliant. It just vibes on a spooky graveyard. Oh, so good. We rolled on the table quite a few times. We got and we rolled and got treasure hunt again. So we put in one in the church, one in a couple of buildings, and some of the some of the bigger graves you can walk in. I forgot what they're called. They got a certain name, but I can't remember. Dwarves are very slow but very good. He's also had he had the halfling, so he can have extra person. Most people taking halflings as high sword, but the problem is they have bows, and that's the problem. I don't like the halfling because they take one of your bow slots up, range slots because they have a bow. That's why I don't. That's why I took the halfling cookbook. That gives you one extra one, so I was going on 13 quite a few times. Bit miss game. That's the main reason. And he had a marksman. Marksmen are very good. They're cheap. They're the same price of the witch hunter, 30 gold up front and 15 upkeep. They have trick shots, so they gnaw cover, and I think they got nimble, so they can move and shoot at the same time. So, and that's 2 skills they can have automatically. So they can have they're busy for a shooting character. They got a couple of skills already that are damn useful. And you should give them crossbow, and if you get the first skill, give them they can shoot twice. So, and then you want to roll blister skill, and that's it, done. That's all you need to do for them. So, firstly, we moved up. He put most of his dwarves to the right side. I did as well, and I had some here, and I put Archer up in the church, so he's line, and I had 2 more. He did. First thing is I knew I needed to took out his marksman or try to kill him or something. He he took first person died was one of my archers from his marksman, just shot him down row and killed him instantly. I injured a couple of times. He kept going face down or face up, so I kept not knocking out. And then on the left hand side, when we were meeting up, it was a set of stairs, and that's what our first round of group combat was. We he went in, didn't I think he killed, maybe he injured one person, but he didn't kill anybody, and I didn't do it as well. Then it was my round of combat. This is a time when it makes difference because I move a lot of people in. A lot of people went face down or face up. And then I moved my men-at-arms that survived last game because his friend died and moved him right in the stairway and charged someone. He survived by luck and stayed there to hold them up for one more turn so he can move up that quickly. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this before, my young knight that has a two-handed sword, he's got a crippled leg, so you can move 4 inches. He can still charge 8, but you can move 4, so he's a lot slower. His marksman kept running away, moving backwards, so I moved my knight that has initiative 5 to distract him. But sadly, he kept getting shot by his dwarves. His engineer and his dwarf leader kept shooting piss out of him, so he kept hitting the floor and standing up, hitting the floor and standing up. So he was not dying, but the whole point was to try to charge the marksman and deal with him, or make him move or run away so he can shoot people. We searched for the buildings, and the last one was like in the center on my side where the treasure was. So I moved a bowman to grab it, so I got the treasure lead and slowly moving backwards, like only for like 4 inches altogether. Over there in the combat, we slowly and surely I was winning the number game because I would take 1 out, 2 out, and then he moved 2 dwarves down the other side to search them places. I moved one of my men at arms there, and they face each other, and they're just swinging handbags at each other and doing nothing. Over there, on the hand, I killed one of these dwarves early on by lucky. He got face down, and then I won by the number game, so I killed him because he was face down automatically. I injured another dwarf. He went down, and then my two-handed guy finished him off because he was on the floor. I think I needed like forced because he's got strength 5 at the time, or strength 6, can't remember. So I finished him off and killed him. So, and then I took one of the Troll Slayers out, and then I think that's 3, and then I took out 2 more, and then he chose to run away. He could. The only problem is, one, I didn't realise. I did realise halfway through the game he had his halfling up on top of the tower on his board edge. And I'm thinking, why is he up there? I knew he was in range with shooting, so he could shot a couple of people, I think, but he didn't try. I would check if it's range. And also, he accidentally forgot a person as well. He moved him away and moved him back. Then I think he knocked him off, and he was laying face down. And I just noticed, like, oh, what is that guy there for? Is he alright, or was he dead? And he goes, oh my god, I forgot about him. Oh god, I think I nudged and he fell down. And I went, yeah, I just noticed him now, because he was painted grey like the boards as well. So he had 2 people out and not doing anything, and he moved 2 guys over there. By saying that, I did as well. Like, dwarves can't have a lot of people, and you can have 12 in the warband like myself, so he's quite equal, so he wasn't outnumbering me. And taking out a couple of these guys early on did make a difference. And I said I won. Rolling for the dice, both the archers he shot both died. I rolled 1s or 2, so they both died. I think my witch hunter died, but he survived. And I think I got someone else became frenzy, I think, as well. But I got a lot of guys leveled up, and I rolled really well. So I got like I think this is when one of my squires got a +1 wound. One got my quest knight, I think, got plus toughness. 2 of my guys got +1 2 strength. So my 2-hand guy and one of my squires got strength 4. I rolled on the dice, I rolled quite well, got 666, so I can get a free higher sword for free. And after all, I chose the ogre for my free higher sword. I thought he's the most expensive one and might be most useful for holding the line because he had 3 wounds, and that's the reason. He's not the best weapon skills because he's only weapon skill 3, but he's toughness 4 and strength 4, so some bonuses. For that reason. So yeah, not too bad. So I had a lot of fun, enjoyed it, and that's it. The next game was against a gentleman called Nick. He took Beastmen. We played on the Pit Fighter table, or it looks like in the middle of the board. Firstly, most of the board is arena, like a fighting arena, like a gladiator, best way to describe it. And some building outside. I put most of my guys on the left hand side, so the entrance of the main building was there with all the metal gates there, and he did the same. He put 2 Chaos Hounds that side and a Centaur, and then I put my knight next to run up the side of the wall and climb down because he's initiative 5, so pretty good. And 3 bowmen and 1 man at arms next to stairs to climb up to get ghosts on because we're playing Warpstone Hunt. And before I mention that, the last game I failed my secret mission. I can't remember what I needed, but I think I picked the worst one. I think it was to kill more people with ranged weapons, but I didn't do that. So yeah, the next one with Nick, I got a better one. Is kill one person with multiple wounds. Because he's the beast man. I thought he had happy multiple wounds, but he had a Minotaur. You just got the Minotaur. Beastmen can. So yeah. So firstly, how it goes, we move our guys up. We met in the middle for that. His Centaur, and his 2 Beastmen hand ran all around the outskirts because there was enough hole there, and ran inside. My knight failed the first jump because poorly did moron. Got over, and my archers ran up the stairs and the men at arms for protection, and he then moved 2 archers, his leader, and 2 Beastman and a weaker one, what they call the goat people, weaker goat men with just a spear, gnarls I think they're called, don't quote me on it. To do it, we were playing the Warpstone Hunt. One of the Warpstone was in the center in the pit, one was on top of top of something, so where the nobleman would sit in the middle center, and one was on that side of a broken chariot. He got there first with all the Warpstone because he had faster people. His leader had sprint, so I didn't know that, so he got there quickly, and then ran away again. We met in the middle. He got the first round charge from some people. His Minotaur charged my Hellbar guy because again he's died but survived. He had a 2-handed weapon, so my guy went first, so he hit. Got 4. He was strength 4, tough 4, but he's strength 4 because the Hellbar wounded him. Took 1 wound of the Minotaur. Good on him. Then got obliterated by the Minotaur with his 2-handed weapon quite quickly afterwards. So he'd gone out of combat. Then I moved round, shot people, knocked people down, banned combat roll on that side with a couple more men at arms. But on this side, my Questing Knight one-shotted the Minotaur, took 2 wounds off him, took 1 wound, and rolled I think a 6 to kill him, killed the Minotaur. So did pretty well. He moved up, charged the rest of the guys. I lost a couple of my squire and men armed. Now up top, he was moving. My archers were shooting at his hounds, not killing them, but putting them on the floor. And his other guys were trying to take a pot shot, but they were long range, so he was moving them around. Down below, my Questing Knight killed his shaman. Shaman died. Then I killed both his champions because he had 2 champions, or like captains or sergeants of beastmen. They're better. Brutes. I think they're called, but don't quote me on it. They went down thanks to my all my squires and my knight with a two-handed weapon, so they died, and then slowly surely I was killing his normal ones. I did lost heavily because I lost an ogre, witch hunter, two my men at arms, my hellbar, and one squire. After all that big fight, I was down to my one squire, and my quest knight, but they were completely fine. He had two hounds and one normal henchman of gnarls or whatever they're called, the stronger ones. And at the top, my men at arms was holding strong, fighting up back everybody, and he kept getting back up, not dying. But he chose to run away, and I don't blame him because he got all three warpstone already, and his number, and I was killing him. Through my quest, and I started killing them. His hounds with the Charzan and that normal guy hands down, so he would just lose more people. So he chose to run away. So I won. Sadly, Nick didn't do that well on his death rolls. Sadly, he rolled poorly with his Minotaur. Minotaur died, so he saved up all day yesterday, and he rolled a 2 and the Minotaur died straight away. He lost then one of his best, one of his champions. He died, and a couple other people died, so he lost a lot of people thanks to me. Sorry about that, but that's how it go. I got a couple injuries. I got one person got hatred, another frenzy, someone did. I think I lost one man at arms, but I bought another one back. Fine. Both my high swords are passed and were fine. And I chose to keep the ogre. I had some spared because I didn't lost many people. I had gold spared. I chose to keep both my high swords. So next one. So game 8. I didn't write the gentleman's name down, the person playing, and he's only one. And I completely forgot, sadly. I was playing against another possessed army. I know what I'm getting into, and it's like, dang, I didn't want to play them, but I chose to because he needed an opponent, and I was being nice. Because I could play someone who was a lot weaker, but I went, no, I shouldn't do that, so I didn't. We rolled and got Street Fight. Street Fight's basically a normal fight up, but the difference is it's narrowed down to a street, so smaller. And like enough, we played on the sadly we played on the carnival board, and we played in a street fight, so we only played like half of it, so most of it we didn't play. I was gutted because I wanted to fight in the big circus top all around, but sadly we didn't, so I was a bit disappointed. I wanted to play the whole board. I think that's the only time I got disappointed playing on a board. I was like, oh, I want to play everywhere. So it's quite funny. So it's a weird disappointment. He had two big possess, had very nasty abilities. He had 2 mutants, a sorcerer, his leader was a wizard as well, and 2 beastmen, and I think something else. So he only had 7 guys. So his leader is sorcerer, 2 possess, 2 mutants. No, I think he had 1 mutant and 2 beastmen, I think. So he had 7, maybe I'm wrong. A lot of his guys had he went down skill with all his skills. He chose resistance, so most of his guys was tough as 5 or plus 4, so make me hard to hit. Then he chose step side, so it's like a 5 plus vulnerable save in combat, and dodge, that is a 5 plus shooting vulnerable save. Sorry, 5 plus vulnerable save. So yeah, this is annoying. So he chose very defensive, and then he had a lot of because he's possessed and mutants. So he had a lot of mutant powers, a lot of black blood. So when they took damage in combat, they'll automatically hit anybody in base contact with them and do strength 3 attack damage, and then cover more benefit him. And basically the whole point of Street Fight, because it's small, we met in the middle, smacked. I killed one of the guys, injured a couple of them. I was losing heavily my guys, and then suddenly I failed my rotor check and they ran away. But it's one thing I did better in my last possess one. I killed one, and for how hard to wound them, I was wounding them beautifully, and I was getting good hits, but sadly he kept rolling his step aside or dodge, and he was doing really well with them. And if he didn't do it, I think I definitely killed one of his possess, maybe even both of them, and I think the sorcerer might be dead as well. But I'm just saying. But my dice were good, but his dice was on hot. Or step aside was on hot as well. So the match was not that interesting, but I had fun playing that one. Finally got my ass kicked, but my guys were doing something. They were hitting and wounding, but they were just not doing anything. That's he kept saving. That's it. Just kept saving. Nothing else. So what else could you do about that? Nothing else really. So they were doing good. They're doing what they meant to. So yeah. Nothing really interesting, really. That's it. Middle hit. I did my secret objective with getting at least 3 people in the center, near the center at center board. I did. I think he did as well. I can't remember what he needed. I think he needed to take a multiple wound character out action or my leader out action. One of them two. Can't remember. One of my squires got -1 to the initiative, so failed. My quest knight got frenzied. No, it didn't. I think my squire got frenzied now. I chose to keep the ogre as well and the witch hunter. And everybody else just survived. And that single man at arms with Hellbar again survived. He has not got a single experience point so far, but he keeps surviving. Work that out. So yeah. And I think I rolled really, really well and just kept passing my passing. One thing I forgot to mention, the last game with Nick, my 200 guy, young knight, he needed to miss his next game. I think he got deep wounds or one of them, and I rolled all 2, so he only missed one games. So he missed last game, and that's it. So he wasn't there. So I did roll really good. I did better. I killed one, and he had 2 wounds as well. And I think I injured one. His possess, or 2 both possess. So yeah, I was doing really well. So, but I still lost. I rolled. I got, I think, 1 squire and someone else, maybe 2 left, and I rolled and I got some warp stone. I kept some, and then I sold them off, and I got enough to keep my ogre and my witch hunter. Sadly, high sword does eat up your gold, but they're free. So I think next time, I will not have an ogre or buy more equipment, because this is what I'm noticing. I need better equipment to keep them alive. And if you have a guy with 2-handed weapon, if you don't have strongman, do not take a 2-handed weapon. I kept forgetting to change it to a Morningstar or something, and I kicked myself for that. And that's it. That's it. So game 9, I played someone called George, who took a Witch Hunter warband. So this is my 3rd Witch Hunter warband. We rolled on the game table and we got breakthrough, I think, and the whole point is I think the defender, I think it is, needs to get 2 people on my off my board edge, or at least 2 inches from my board edge to win, and I need to wipe him out or make him run away, one of them 2, or he makes me run away. I needed my opponent, so I got one quite quickly. George said, yeah. I didn't know his warband level at the time. I said, oh, what level you're in? He goes, such as that. I realised I was 100 more to him, so he had all the guys got +2 experience just playing me. We Firstly, he put a lot of one guys one side were a bridge, and I put some of my guys there. I put my archers dotted around, and I had some here and some underneath a bridge, or well, where the bridge is like a walkway, and I kept them there, so out of sight. I moved mine against the wall so they can jump up. Shooting was a bit. I think I killed one person maybe shooting. I can't remember, but but my shooting was pants, not like George's. I think he did better shooting. He killed one of my squires quite quickly, or the men at arms. Can't remember. One person died really quickly. Then surely, and my guys jumped up and he charged them, but he failed. And this is when the one side just crumbled. My guys charged and killed them, killed everybody, except the warrior priest, and a dog. The dog could move fast, and he got off the table, so he got one of his guys off the table really well. And then other side, I was keeping them dug in. He was killing my guys quite well. He killed the ogre and another man at arms, I think. Or no, I think he killed the witch hunter. Can't remember which one. Yeah, killed the witch hunter. With one of his witch sergeants. That sergeant, I think, killed 3 of my guys. So he killed the ogre. I think he killed the witch hunter and the man at arms. So that one did really well. So if he survived, he's going to get 6 experience. So because he killed 3 under me and survived 6, so he's going to get a lot of experience. Passing his test, and he was trying to get his other dog to sprint, and he got close. I think he had maybe 2 turns, or even 1 turn, because they can move quite 12. So I think yes, he needed 1 more turn to get off the board, and he could won it, but my archer kept it, put it face down, and I went, and then some of the knights were getting close, and he went, I think you won it, and then and he chose to, because he went face down, and I needed to wound him, so he chose to run away. A lot of his guys leveled up. He rode really well for his death roll, so nobody died. I rode for my witch hunter. He failed, but I had my lucky rabbit foot. I used my rabbit foot to roll and pass my witch hunter, so he's fine. And so he didn't die. Ogre was fine. I kept passing him, and if he did die, I was not going to buy him again, so he didn't care. But nobody went out of combat. I didn't, because I run one quite well, and I think he killed one of my heroes. So I rolled 6. And I had a new squire. I think this is the first time, because I got with Nick. I know after the possess, I got a new squire. No, yeah, Nick. I bought a new squire, so he died. No, he's fight. It's the first game. The next game, he died. That's what one squire died. So I had 5 heroes survive or something. And I rode quite well with Warpstone. I don't think I rode any doubles or singles. Well, I did. It was not really that good. That's it. I did, because my Hellbard guy died. This is the first time he died, and I got prison because it was 333, and I got. You get some gold, I think, or experience. Can't remember. Gold. That's it. But one of the guys choose to stay with you, and I got a new Hellbard guy. It was free. That's it. I remember now. So it paid off quite alright for me. And George leveled up, and some of his stuff he leveled up was pretty good. It was really useful, and he done well, and he was quite happy. So he had some better stuff. I think the worst thing he got from the guy was robbed, so he lost all his gear. So he's like, oh, that's not too bad. Oh, that's crap. I need to buy everything. He goes, well, better to be dead, or yeah, and you need to buy a new one. He goes, yeah, true. So it was quite happy. A lot of the guys leveled up. Some of them got good skills. Some got better thing. He forgot to level up his fanatic, and I went, oh, let level him up, and then we kept rolling because he couldn't do strength because his strength. He had +1 initiative already. They were at least at 10, so he couldn't go higher than that. I was like thinking, he went, you got 2 options, and he got attacked ready because he leveled up. He's attacked and his leadership. So and I was like, it's only your bliss skill or your web skills went, and I was like, and one up I went just, and so I went just do your web skill. It's easy. I was counting when you got more out. If you keep rolling out the percentage of it, you should get your weapon skill. That because it's the 7. And he goes, yeah, okay, it's easier because he kept rolling. He goes, no, reroll, no, reroll, no, reroll. It's like kept going on, so we chose to give him web skill. So he did reroll, and I just remember now they're harder. They're nifty 4, weapon skill 4, toughness 4, strength 4. These guys are nasty. If they get in combat, they're not gonna be easy. Remember, they get +1 strength, +2 on the strength because they got fails or something like that. I can't remember. So yeah. So I went into my next. I saved up, bought because I did roll. Kept my henchman, and I bought a horse, a war horse. I tell you right now, don't buy one, even your Bretonians. They're not worth 80 gold. They're hard to roll because in 11. You have one at the beginning, but that's 80 gold. I went from that men power, and I'm glad I did. And I don't think horses, you can move quick, some weapons benefit, and I think your horse can attack, but I forgot that when I did it. I don't think they're worth it. I could bought 2 sets of heavy armor and gave them to certain people and be better. That's just my opinion, and I wish I did now. So, just one of them things. So, yes, sadly, I wanted to be called Betrayed on Horseback, but not worth it. So, my next game, I was playing against another person. I do not remember his name at all. I apologise because it was the end of the day, and I didn't put anything at all for game 10. So, he took a proper chaos warband because the possess is more from the start. At least is evil cults that stayed in wartime, mutated over time, and that's what they are. They're just evil men that mutated and chose to stay into wartime and worship. So they really were part of a cult or something. So cult test more than chaos. These are proper chaos. This one is banned more chaos knights and so on and so forth. This is my opinion because they get warhounds and so on and so forth. They're very more heavy combat and they were more lethal. And they have a lot more special rules, definitely. Also, sadly, my opponent got a couple of things wrong because I noticed when his first round of combat, when his little guy's henchman was hitting me, he goes, "Oh, web skill." So I didn't know the ogre. I forgot the ogre was web skill 3. He goes, "Oh, web skill 6," and I went, "Wow, that's really high." And you start with web skill 5. He goes, "Oh no, 4," and I went, "Oh, do you know henchmen only can upgrade one thing once, so you only can do your web skill, so you have to upgrade your bliss skill. You can't double web skill." It does say that. He does say that in the rules. I'm gonna have to we go through. And he goes, "Oh really?" I went, "Yeah." And then I found out he's bliss because I looked at the warband and he's so he might got some things by accident by leveling up. So it depends on what happened or so on and so forth. But it happens, and he said to me, I think this is the first time he played more time back to back. So it does happen. I got things wrong then. So we played on a board that people put down the buildings, but how the buildings were cool because you can get in them and so on and so forth, and it was really fun. And my archers did really well. They're doing well. I killed one guy very quickly. Shot, fired, dead. Quality shot, happy. Then the rest of the shooting was bans. We got in combat. I killed a couple of him. His leader, because these Chaos Knight or hit whether I think started with 2 attacks. They can choose one the gods, Khorne, Sinesh, Nurgle, whatever. and it depends which one you took, you got a special ability. He chose corn, so he started with frenzy. So 2 attacks equals 4, and then he got up to 4 attacks, so he got 8 attacks. What he wanted. He charged my squire that with the shield and spear guy. They were there fighting because plus 8 attacks went 4 and something. He was there for about 4 to 5 turns holding up his own against this guy. Because he was weapon skill 7, so he was high as well. I'm weapon skill 2, so he needed 5 to hit. He took 1 wound of him, so he had 3 wounds, or 2 wounds or something. So yeah, and he's leveled up quite quickly because I bet he killed a lot of people. His leader did, because mine didn't. Mine only got experience for winning and surviving mostly. So he mostly only got 2 per game. Not like him was got like maybe 3 kills and 1 survived. That's 4. So he could got about 3 to 4 per game. So mine got 2. But depends on how he did his rolling and everything like that. So, but it's just one of them things, because I think they start strength 4 and toughness 4 and they couldn't go up, so because they still kept evil men but they can't go higher. So I think that's what the start chaos got leader starts strength 4 toughness 4, so that's 2 things they can't go up. So it has to be and then 7's quite basic. I think he didn't got many skills at all, so I can't run skills for my guys, but that's one of the things. I killed quite a few of his, and he killed like mine. Then I rolled my first test, pass, and then it's the first time he needed a test. He failed. He got 11. Then he goes, "Oh, hold on, I can re-roll this." I went, "Oh, how?" He showed me one of the skills he took, and the free skill that he took was a special chaos one that you can re-roll your runaway test. A lot of people have that. I think Orcs Goblins got one. I think the Bitones got one as well. So a lot of people have that special rule generally. He then re-roll and got a 7 or 6 or something really low and kept then. If he didn't have that, I could won the game, and I was like, because when you rolled 11, I was like, yes, I've won. So happy. Oh no, it's like balls, and then for 1 turn he twisted and killed a lot of my guys, and then I just lost it. My dice rolls weren't not that good, and it was a number game swarming on. Then my quest knight was the last person. Everybody else died on the board, except my 3 archers, and I need to do tests. The problem is they need leadership 6, so I rolled like the 8 or 7, so I ran away. I knew it, and that's it. I did a silly move. I charged my witch hunting and so on, that I should charge into his wizard instead, and so on and so forth. Just silly things like that. But you're getting tired. It's game 10, and so on and so forth. But I still had fun. And a couple of my guys did do well. My quest and I did kill 2 guys. I killed 2 of his dogs quite well. My squire held up his leader for so long. He did so well. And stuff like that. So yeah, it's just one of them things. So what I came from, and that's it. So everybody had a goodie bag with a couple things. I got like some scenery boxes. They're really good. A random, I would say Eastling, but if you remember Lord of the Rings, on the bloke that riding on top of their giant elephants, what they're called. That guy looks like him. So random 3 model, 3 dice that had a dwarf picture on it. So I do like their boxes. They're really nice. I think they're the ones things I did like the most. Crates. The gentleman who came from America made a model of the gentleman who run it, Keith. He made him a witch hunter model. That was a little bonus because that's new. That is a nice model. Really do like it. Proper witch hunty, lovely pistol, lovely curved sword. Just having this model going, just getting this was worth it, because it's like less than let's say 100 out of these. So this is good. And when you look at it, it's really done well as well. Very nice detail. So that was a little bonus, and that's brilliant. We've got 50% off when you purchase something. That's quite nice. Little dice tray for wounds. That's what I think they are. That's quite cool. That's a dice company. Brilliant. Quite nice. And I think roughly that's it. And then a piece of paper will have some more time little prints you can cut and include. I put them in this somewhere, but I'm not gonna make it a more time board at all. But there are games for there are many ways people could win. You have the most kills. And the person who won that one was the gentleman who I played with the Possess army, who had the second one, not the first one. He had like a fishy army with tentacles that look like more fish. They're like more from like Cthulhu set. I recognise the models, but I don't know where they're from. But I know I've seen them somewhere by pictures or in person. I don't know, but they're like fishy people with tentacles and so forth. And I recognise them like that. And he got the best kill, body kill. He got, I want to say 74. I know it was ridiculous. I know I remember 70. I heard 70, but it was 74. My average kill was 4 kills per game. So let's say 10 games, that's 40 kills. The best one I did was against Graham with the Witch Hunters. I think I killed 8. I think the highest, and I did one with secret objectives as well because I need to kill 6 or more, and I did that one. But killing 74, and he did really well against me. I think he killed 8, so yeah, you can see how well he did. And that's fair enough. And he said he's not going to take them again. They're ridiculous. But when I do take things, I like to have fun with them. Definitely playing a game, something doing this. Then it was the best painted warbands. Kev is the one who picks it, and I like that because it's his game and his choice only. And he chose Duncan, who I played first. He had the original Witch Hunters warband from Mordheim itself, and they were minus the fanatics because there was no fanatics that comes with them. So, but there were the old metal fanatics still from the original Warhammer Games Workshop line that were metal, and I do remember they were bloody painted brilliantly. They were done nice. They were done well, and what they were, because the original Mordheim models as well. Most of them were. It's just actually brownie points, I definitely say. But yeah, Duncan definitely deserved winning that hands down. I think the only one other person I thought painted well the models at the top of my head was Nick, who did Beastmen. But otherwise, that's the only 10 people I played. There were plenty more. Then you got first, second, third place. Tim, who I think is quite local, came third. He was playing Skaven, if I remember correctly. Second place was against the gentleman who I just mentioned. It was American gentleman. He's from America. He flew all the way from America to play this, and this is the first time he's ever played that. And so yeah, incredible. Took that time all the way to play a game, and wow, just wow. And he gave us a free model, and that's just nice of him, and even from Kev. Kev's even better. So he came second, and the first person who came first was a gentleman called Edward, and he took the Nurgle Carnival warband. I can't remember what they're called now, but they're like the Nurgle, the Carnival, dressed like Carnival and so on and so forth. So, and he came first. Afterwards, we all packed up, and some of us went, and I went for a drink with Tim, his brother, who beat me in the first game, first day of playing Possess, Edward, and George. And we just sat around and have a pint, and I have to say thank you, Tim, for buying me a pint, because I was very skint for money there, and I really appreciate it. I owe you one next time if we do go out drink again. And we talked about bits and bobs, and that's it. And it was great fun, and I'll 100% do it again. Going to this tournament, playing more time again. Last time was like more than 14 years ago, maybe a bit more. It's a good game. It's still a bloody good game, and I recommend anybody have the opportunity to play, bloody take it and take it. I know it will cost money, but you won't. You won't. What's the word? Regret it. That's it. Not come. People were fantastic. The boards were bloody awesome. And the Secret Egyptians were fun and everything else. And playing an old game that's not died off yet, and it has a big fan base, and it's still good. People make new warbands, convert them, choose random models, and come. And this is the whole point. And this is what I like, what I want a group of people to do this with a good game. So yes, I recommend playing this, and I recommend playing this again with anybody. And so yeah, you've got opportunity to play it, do come. And that's it. So I did choose I did for my next warband, but sadly I wanted to get Kef permission, and it was a Lissaman army, and I had a really good idea of having Lissaman convert to Lissaman that are more old world looking, so they have robes, wooden shields, proper swords, not like Lissaman equipment. So they broke their equipment, and they'll now going to have equipment they kill people, pick up, because having like tattered trousers on, cloaks, so they look like you couldn't tell they were Lissamen from a distance. Then like if you get the new Lissamen, they all got the gold on, and they got like the golden shields. I wouldn't, so I'll convert all that to change, because I want them to look like, okay, they've been fighting here for a while. I wanted to make them look like that, so that's how I was going to do it. But sadly I couldn't, and I don't do that because you said you can use the models, but you use a warband from there. But the problem is I didn't want to do that. The best option to do that is orcs and goblins, because the orcs can be the Saurus, the troll could be the Cockregor, the big guys, skinks could be the goblins, and the squigs could be a giant, any of the reptiles that you reptile animals things you want to use. So you can have an option, but the problem is I'm one of those people, like, I prefer to use their own rules and settings, be cooler. This is just my opinion. So forth. But it's just one of them things. But otherwise that's really it. But now thinking about it, with my name, I am going to take orcs and goblins. There are 2 orcs and goblins lists you can take. Is the original orc and goblins or the black orcs. The black orcs are very more just big heavy hitters. They have the leads of black orc. You got young normal black orc henchmen. Then you got young black orcs. So they're like younglings, like weapon skill 2, basic skill 2. So they're not that good, but they're still tough as 4. And then you have normal shooter boys or boys, and then you have frenzy orcs. They're like crazies are called, but they're like frenzy Sapphires orcs, best way to describe them. But yeah, that's one. And the other ones, orcs, goblins, they can have a troll, goblins, squigs, orc warboss, a couple more, and a orc shaman. So you got more options. So it depends what you want to do. But that's my options, or I might still go down the list with the Lissaman, but it depends. But otherwise that's it. I hope you like the video, and this is end of the game. I hope you like it. Again, please like, subscribe, and comment on it, and that's it. And I'll see you in the next video. Many thanks. Bye for now.